Hey everyone, Irit here, and today I'm sharing with you a mixed media layout that I created with the November kits. So I started with one of the fantastic cut files. There are so many of them now in December, and I highly recommend checking them out. They're fantastic. So I'm pulling a Missy here, and I left my paper on my cutting mat, and I have to say you can see that I kind of soaked it with my shimmers, mists, and no silhouette cameo mats were hurt in the making of this video, so it handled it quite well. Absolutely no problems. I did let it dry also on top of it. I didn't try to remove it when it's wet, and yeah, no problem. So I am going for my usual colors with the turquoise and the pink and the yellow, and kind of also letting the colors mix. So you can see where the yellow and the turquoise meet, we get green, and then when the pink and the yellow meet, we have some oranges. And of course, yes, Heidi Swap gold color shine, because I have to. It's a problem now. I can't not use it on a layout, especially this time of year. It's so pretty and sparkly, and yeah, it has to happen. So I did let the first layer of color kind of dry before I added all the those sprinkles of gold, because otherwise it'll just blend into the shimmer spray, which is fine if that's the look you're looking for, but I really wanted those splatters of gold. Now, if you're doing this the same way that I did, make sure you let everything completely dry, because the paper is fragile when it's wet, and you know, cut into these intricate, delicate shapes, it will rip on you. And I did rip it, I think, in one place because I'm impatient and I didn't want to wait. So don't do as I do as I say, and wait for it to dry completely. And I absolutely love how this turned out. It just makes me happy. These colors, you probably know, I would say these are my signature colors, and it's almost like a rainbow. So I completely am for, you know, going with your own style, no matter what it is you're scrapping or what time of year or whatever. And that's what I did. So I'm going to use white cardstock as my background. It's just, I had these other papers that I used the Heidi Swap stencils that came in the color kit to with some gold modeling paste, and you can see that on the left side, and I was planning on using that as my background, but it's just made everything a bit too busy. So I'm going to use one of them just as a photo mat. You'll see that a bit later in the video, but for now I'm just going with some white cardstock, and I'm sticking down very lightly my trees there, and then I'm going with my sewing machine through this just at the bottom to, I don't know, just give it a little bit of a ground, like a place to rest the trees, make it look like they're not really floating, even though it's very subtle. And also I went through some of the trees again. You want to make sure everything is completely dry, because if you run it wet through your sewing machine, you'll just butcher your papers. So I have this cute photo of Ella from a few years ago, and I'm going to scrap that. And yeah, I want to mat it on some of that paper that I created with that gold molding paste. That is from my stash. You can just use the stencils with a gold spray. You'll get a similar look. It just won't have the texture, but if you have some gold molding paste, you can try that. And you can also use just a white molding paste, and then once it's dry, you can top it with some gold paint with a brush or some gold mist, and again get a similar effect. So yeah, and I just wanted my photo to pop a little bit, and I wanted some texture. I could have used pattern paper, but I already made those, so I decided to go with them. And for my title, of course, I'm going to use these gold words because I absolutely love them. I think I use them on every layout that I've made in this with this kit. I just love the way that they look, so yeah, I'm gonna use them again because I can, and I will be using also some of these wood veneer pieces that came in the kit. They are exclusive to the November kits, and they are beautiful. They seem to work again on almost every layout I make, so I'm bracing. And I had to get, I guess, creative with my title because I have those words and I can't spell out whatever I want. So I'm going to use Love and Smile from that thickers sheet, and I'm going to add Love This Smile from these beautiful gold foam thickers that also came in the kit. These are probably some of my favorite thickers to use. I love the small size. I love the gold foil and the foam. I'm a huge fan of foam thickers. The adhesive seemed to be better than the, you know, the chipboard ones, and I just really like the texture of them and how they look. So I'm also going to use one of these, I think these are the Jen Hadfield embellishments, and what I'm going to do is I felt it was a little bit too dark for me, so I'm going to paint the edges, like the dark wood part of this frame. I'm going to paint it with some color shine, and probably it would be easier to do this with a brush, but I'm lazy, and yeah, so I did it with the nozzle, and of course I splattered where I shouldn't have. So I'm slowly going with the nozzle around, dipping it in the mist and coloring that frame, and then I'm going to let it dry completely. So as I was playing with the design of this page, I felt like it was just a little bit off balanced. I felt like I needed a bit more space on the right hand side and the bottom. So one of the ways that I deal with that is I trim my background paper and then I mat it on another piece of paper, but not in the middle. So I just add more space to two sides. And this is a great solution for this problem because I can, you know, just move my layout a little bit, and then I just felt like the photo was just a bit too much to the side, and I think I do that often because I find myself troubleshooting like this often, because I always then want to add some embellishments also to the side of my photo, and then it hangs off the page, so it doesn't work. And yeah, I also added some more stitching around those two edges. I actually didn't stitch through both papers, just through the white cardstock, so it just gives you that look of like I stitched it to that other pattern paper, but I didn't have to run both paper through my sewing machine. It wouldn't have been a problem, but sometimes I cheat like that. So here I am at the final stages of embellishing this, and I don't know, I just fussed a little bit till I got things to look the way that I wanted them to look. And you can also see that my title is very well nestled, and Jen Scow is my nestling guru, and I think she would be proud. So I just made that word "this" fit exactly between the two big words. And yeah, I kept wanting to add that flower from Heidi Swap, but I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't really working with the feel of my layout here. So I do like the idea of having something there, but that piece wasn't the right thing. So I'm just going to mess a little bit, fuss a little bit with those small touches. and eventually I will find something that works for me. I also added some journaling on this beautiful label sticker, and that is from the Heidi Swap sticker sheet. That sticker sheet is fantastic, and it just has this really great combination of all of these blank label stickers. I absolutely love that. It's just so useful, I guess is the word I want to describe it. And I added some of the wood veneers and a couple of the puffy stickers from the exclusive puffy stickers. And now I'm finally adding my enamel dots, and the color that I chose is actually kind of like this mustardy, greenish, yellowish color. Really not the color I would go for from that sheet, but when I held the pack of enamel dots against my layout, that was kind of the color that popped, and I thought it just worked the best. So I sacrificed my color choices for the layout. Sometimes the layout wants what it wants. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue to those loose edges, and I'm done. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you feel inspired to try something similar. Have a wonderful Christmas or whatever holiday you're celebrating, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye.